so that it is able to give you the amount of the eggs you want. And when you do those, your local chickens are capable of laying all year round. Then another thing you have to make sure that you do. Hello guys, it's another beautiful day once again guys, and you're all welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I just want to share with you how you can make your local chicken lay more all around the year, so that you can enjoy the benefit of keeping the local chickens for eggs. So watch this video to the end, because the last point is more important when it comes to making your local chickens lay more eggs. So number one, you have to, of course, prevent your local chickens from hatching. You understand these local chickens or indigenous chickens are used for hatching or incubating their own eggs. So if your purpose is keeping them for eggs, or if you just want eggs, it means that those ones which you want eggs from them, you have to make sure that you restrict them from incubating their eggs. Because if the chicken incubate the eggs, it will spend 3 weeks incubating its eggs, and then it will spend another month looking after the chicks it has hatched, and you will find that it has spent close to 3 or 2 months in the cycle of just laying in one laying cycle. But if you restrict them from hatching, they will spend only 1 week or 2 weeks, and then they'll go back in laying cycle. So when they go back in laying cycle, remember they start afresh. So it means that they will just lay for the whole month. After laying for the whole month, they skip like 1 or 2 weeks, then they lay again. You see that? If you restrict them from hatching. So you get more increased number of eggs compared to when you allow them to hatch. You see? Then number two, you have to make sure that you choose the right breed. You see? Because in local chickens, we also have the breeds. Because, like, for example, I have to tell you the truth that if you like touch in the local chickens, in the back of the local chickens, and then you find that it is like a triangle, or it has a long backbone, that chicken is capable of laying more eggs compared to the chicken. When you touch in its back, you find that it is a little bit like suction. So it means that if you are selecting local chickens for eggs, make sure that you select the right breed, especially looking at its characteristics. How many eggs does it lay? If it is in natural circumstances. You see, like when you're going to select local chickens for eggs, you don't go and look, correct all the chickens you come across. No, you have to first understand how many eggs does it lay in normal circumstances. When a chicken is capable of laying close to 18, from 15 to 18 or 20 eggs, when it is in natural circumstances, it means that if you give it, or if you give it the best care, it is likely not going to go breeding. You see? Then, number three, you have to minimize this situation. You know, we always leave the local chickens that these are naturally hardy. As long as, you know, they just go, they will lay, it doesn't know whether they eat or they doesn't eat. You see, they will just naturally lay and multiply. But not if you're going in for commercial purpose or for egg production purpose. You have to take care of them as you take care of these exotic breeds. You see? So that's when their stress levels will come down. Then you make sure that you provide them with good condition to make sure that at least you minimize their stresses. Because a stressed chicken doesn't lay. And if they lay, they just lay low eggs compared to their to the chickens which are not in stress environment. So again, we know that local chickens do not, we doesn't emphasize them to give them calcium or egg boosters, But I don't recommend you to give egg booster to local chicken. Instead, you make sure that you give them plenty of calcium, because all eggs, when a chicken wants to lay eggs, number one factor you consider is calcium, because in scarcity of calcium, the chicken stops laying. It's not like cows. When cows suffer this issue of calcium, they suffer what we call milk fever. You see, and then it looks then the cow looks like as if it is sick, but keeps on giving you milk. But when it comes to chickens, when they lack calcium, they stop egg laying, because you know that most of the hours which are spent in the laying cycle, or so that the egg is produced, is spent on shells, because it is only 4 hours which are spent on inner part of the egg. All 20 hours are spent on making eggshell, and the eggshell is consist of calcium. So that's why you have to give it plenty of calcium if you want your local chickens to increase in egg production. Then again, you have to make sure that you give it quality feeds. You know that most of the people, when they go to buy feeds, they go to buy feeds when they have exotic chickens. But when they have local chickens, they say, our local chicken is just survive naturally. But if you're going in for commercial, you have to put everything into consideration. You make sure that you are providing them commercial feed, which are quality, with the feed that has not gone moody, without fungi, the feeds which are really quality, which doesn't have any moisture, so that it is able to give you the amount of the eggs you want. And when you do those, your local chickens are capable of laying all year round. Then, another thing you have to make sure that you do is, even though they can be foraging out, but if you want your local chickens to lay more eggs, what you have to do is you have to make sure that you provide them with clean water. You put some clean water somewhere. Those chickens, even though they may be foraging, they will notice that our water is always there. So they will go and look for those eggs, and they, for that water, and then again keeps on doing what? Going to look for that what? Looking for that water. Make sure that you wash the waterers every day. You clean and disinfect the waterers or drinkers every day. You put in fresh, clean water. The water you yourself you can take. That's when you will minimize the infections in the local chickens, and they will lay more eggs. And again, if it doesn't provide them with water, remember an egg is consist of 60% water, and only 40% of an egg is that dry matter. So if you doesn't give it a water, it has capability of not laying. Just do it once. Leave the chickens without water one day, and they will spend 2 weeks without any single egg. So water is so essential, as the science always says that water is life. So it is not only life to people, but it is also life to these young girls, which are going to be giving you eggs. And they are also essential in manufacturing of the eggs inside the chicken's body. Then you have to make sure that you also minimize the infection and the parasites. You make sure that you keep the infections and parasites at the bay. You have to make sure that when you come to your flock of your local chickens, look at them, how they are behaving. Are they sick? If they are sick, treat them immediately. If they have parasites, remember that you deter those parasites. So if you don't deter those parasites, or if it doesn't keep the infections on the bay, those are number one factors that leads to high or triggers stress, high levels of stress, and your chickens are going to spend all the ways without laying. You see, so make sure that all the parasite infections are kept at the bay. Number 8 is you have to make sure that you are used that our local chickens can move from here up to like 20 kilometers away to look for food. You see? Make sure that you just give it shelter. Then its shelter is kept clean. Put their food, put their water, and then you make sure that that shelter is very clean. Then when the chicken is in that environment, it becomes like a person or like a child who grow up in town. Because when the child is in town, he doesn't have chances to get in that. He is likely to consume that, so it means that he likely not going to fall sick, and again he's going to grow much faster compared to someone who grew in the village in a lot of that environment, in a lot of infections. So those people will not grow on the same scale. The same applies to the chickens. When you give it the clean environment, the clean chicken house, they are going to give you a lot of eggs. They're going to grow faster, give you a lot of eggs, and you also enjoy. Then, when you give them the the chickens, don't overcrowd them. You see, give more space. At least on a meter squared, put 5 chickens, local 5 chickens. You see, so they will be able to enjoy more free space. Then they will have less chances of infections, less chances of parasites, less stress, and then they will also, of course, reward you with more eggs. Then, last but not the least is you have to provide them with light. You know, here in Uganda, we always have 12 hours of the day and 12 hours of the night throughout the year. But when, like, I know, like in the United States, in Germany, in other countries, Italy, those countries that experience winter and summer. When it comes to winter, they always experience daytime becomes to 10 hours, and then night prolongs to 14 hours. You see that? But even though you may be in Uganda, I urge you to at least I'm sorry. At least give them artificial light. At least you give them 14 to 16 hours of daylight. So it means that there is no way you're going to get that except when you supplement them with artificial light. Because when you give them artificial light, it means that they are going to spend more time active, more time eating, and then the rest of the time, the few time they have, it will be spent on manufacturing eggs. You see? When, and again, leaving all other factors behind that they are going to spend more time eating, when the chicken is active during the day, it means that all metabolism factors, all metabolism processes are working. But when they go to sleep, some of the metabolism processes also become dormant. So if you give them 13 to 16 hours of light, it means that they will have more time of the metabolism work, and then less time to rest. Then if they have more time for metabolism work, also in eggs will be much more being manufactured easily compared to those ones that slept earlier. And again, lighting is scientifically proven to stimulate the laying hormone. So if you give them more light, it means that they are going to get stimulated, sexually stimulated, and then of course they will initiate you with an egg. Thanks so much for watching my video. Don't hesitate to click on like button if you have got something from this video. Share it to the friends so that you can also get this information. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel. Catch you soon in the next episode.